Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? This is John Mason. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and that is a time we pay our respects to all the women in our lives, our mothers, and our wives, and our girlfriends, and our sisters, and every other woman we come across. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. And if we want the best for the women in our lives, we must protect their reproductive rights. There are all these states going around that places the most onerous restrictions on abortions. Like you can only have an abortion after so many weeks before you even know, the woman even knows that there's a fetus inside of her. And you remembered Katie Britt, the senator from Arkansas, who had this very bad case of ham acting after Biden's State of the Union address. Is that the best the Republicans can do? Well, anyway, she has this bright idea of a database. She's proposing this bill that would establish a database for all women who are pregnant. Hello, 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 John Mason. How is everybody? Hope you're all well. Let us say some prayers for the people who lost their lives and their homes and their loved ones at a flooding in Texas. And more important, let us see if we can contribute to them in some more material way for their relief. Money or blankets or diapers, whatever. If there are some relief agencies you're aware of that are aimed towards relief for the victims of the floodings in Texas, donate to that. And we must, at the risk of being accused of politicizing this terrible event, I have to say something about the incompetence of Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The people in his own state are dying. They're losing their lives and their homes. Little kids are getting killed. And instead of assuming some sort of responsibility, he goes in his tirade about football and Friday Night Lights and only losers, point blank. But how does that answer the question of what could have been done better? And of course, the Trump regime, it bears a lot of blame because of their cutbacks in certain vital agencies like FEMA and the National Weather Service, which could have been available for them and helped the people and warned the people about a coming flood. But no, because they were so understaffed, the National Weather Service couldn't accurately forecast the flooding in Texas. And FEMA, my God. Kristi Noem took about a couple of days, I understand, to sign the order sending relief supplies to Texas. And FEMA has an administrator that didn't know that the country did have a hurricane season. Willful ignorance, total incompetence, putting the wrong people in important positions. A Secretary of Homeland Security who who brags about killing her doggies, and and plays border patrol and ICE agent, trying to look good doing it, but she remains butt ugly in her soul. This is what we're dealing with. A regime so as vicious and evil as it is incompetent. Elon Musk's Doge boys wanted to just cut out staff just to cut out staff. Never mind that they were important functions in the agency. Never mind that they're trained, experienced people with skills that could prevented this mess. Never mind that they lost their ability that these agencies have lost their ability to perform their job. For what? For ideology. Cut back on government just to do it. All the 70s I heard big government, big government, big government. What does that mean? We just report, the media just recited it as if, and they never really analyzed it. They never specifically said which government program should be cut. And I remember also in the 70s, a very prominent media legends going on about the liberal who went through the 60s with full of idealism, and now they're becoming practical and giving in to their conservative superiors. The conservatives are really hardcore realists and pragmatists, seeing the world as it is. Now we see that their so-called pragmatism is really dogmatism. An attempt to keep the government from working for the people rather than the huge corporations and plutocrat class that has long dominated our politics. You must remember that during the Depression, millions of workers were out of work. And FDR, a conservative man himself of the upper classes, realized that if you don't allow some concessions to the working class, if you don't allow workers to form unions, if you don't allow them some relief, they would turn violent. They turn against the system. There will be revolution. But, very conveniently, our conservative movement has forgotten that or chose to ignore it. They're like the ancien regime in France before the revolution. The old nobility being chased out of France by the revolution, waiting for their time to resume their power. Let us learn the real history of our country. Let us learn that of the struggles that working people and low-income people and marginalized people have had to overcome to get whatever rights and benefits they've achieved. What was like before that time. And as we have the knowledge, we must act accordingly. Contact our members of Congress, contact our other elected representatives, contact our letters to the editor, organize, educate, and vote. Okay, enough said. Advertisements. All this work I do on my podcasts and my videos and my blog, etc., are work. I pay money to get my message out on these platforms. And plus, I would like to raise all my work to a higher level of that, if ever possible. So, please get on my website, johnomason.com, and click either the PayPal button or the Buy Me a Coffee button, and see what you can give. Thank you. And also, my novel, Soldier of the Cross, is available on Amazon.com. It's the story of David Lucas, who, as a young man in the early 60s, is a drunk and a horror chaser and a school bully. Gets in trouble in the army, comes out of the army as a fanatical born-again Christian, a fanatical manly man for Jesus, just wants to be a good, dedicated, hardcore soldier for Jesus, but how he goes about it leads him into catastrophe. Please look it up and purchase it. Soldier of the Cross on Amazon.com. And also, Hipporific is a lovely little CBD product store located on Snyder Avenue near 15th Street in South Philadelphia. There you will find some of the finest cannabis-infused products. Gummies and candies and flour and tea and drinks and hand sanitizer and lip balm and dog treats. We have dog treats. Please look them up. HipporificLLC.com. And also my beloved career and business coach, Michelle Snow. Michelle's excellent in helping you develop your professional career or small business. Let you know what you're doing right, where you need work, and help you network with other up-and-coming entrepreneurs and professionals. Please look her up. GrowWithSnow.com. Okay? Alrighty then. That's our job ahead of us. And it's going to be a long, hard haul, but we can do it. History's on our side. Take care. Shabbat Shalom. Bye.